Today I effed up by asking my partner to stop eating his own cum after intercourse. I, 23F, have been in a relationship with this guy, 33M, for like a year. When we started dating, after a month of getting to know each other, we went to his place and did the deed. Enjoyable experience overall. But, after he was done, he removed the condom and, with very expert gestures, proceeded to drink his junk right out of it. I was shocked and confused. In my head I was like, yo man, WTF? He was my first partner and I wondered if that was, kinda normal? Common? IDK? Since I used to be a people pleaser, I managed to hide my shock and disgust, and simply asked him, why did you do that? He answered me, as if it was the most obvious thing in the world, it's a lot of kilojoules of energy, I can't waste them. I was even more confused. I was literally speechless, and what was being a very nice and romantical night managed to become a weird and kinda awkward situation. To make things worse, he even stated in a very dramatic tone, I will never allow anyone to eat my semen. He said that his junk was something precious, if someone would ever get access to that, it was like being able to steal his soul? Ike. It made no sense. And also, dude, nobody here is trying to steal your precious cum, By the way, he wasn't drinking his cum in a kinky or erotic way or IDK, he did it like it was an extremely serious and important deal. Why drinking your own cum must be so dramatic? We kept dating for several months, and every time we had sex, every single time, he did the same thing. I started to become very concerned, since usually inside the condoms there's usually some lube, I guess? He even complained about the bad taste of the lube or the latex the condom was made of. The taste of his own cum somehow didn't bother him at all, good for him. And even if usually lube is not that toxic, I think that consuming a small amount but very often may not be the healthiest habit. Also, his breath right after this ritual almost made me throw up all the time, since he even refused to brush his teeth afterwards. I didn't chew, I swallowed it in one gulp, so I don't need to brush my teeth. Ew. I tried to discreetly make him understand that his habit was grossing me out, by saying out loud ew or by covering my eyes, but he didn't get the clues. A year passed by. I had enough. I tried to confront him, but nope, he was unmovable. Neither the fact that his passion for his own cum was making me a little uncomfortable, nor the fact that in my opinion eating lube could be harmful made him stop. He then proceeded to get mad. He stated that he wasn't doing anything wrong, that he just didn't want to waste precious substances from his body, and that I was making a scene for nothing. I told him about his breath and he straight up accused me of having a bad smell. I told him that by deflecting my accusation he was just making things worse, but then he interrupted me and just told me I was insufferable. Then he just left. He was extremely angry. I've never seen that side of him. I'm sure that he will tell me to pack my things and to leave. So right now I'm mad, confused and scared about his behavior. Today I effed up sucking pee-pee. Throwaway for obvious reasons. This literally just happened. I can't tell anyone in real life, so I have to share this somewhere. So it's a standard Saturday night, few drinks, hanging out with my boyfriend, and decided to move things on. We get to having sex and moved on to anal without preparing. It's a fantasy of his that I lick his dick afterwards, which I don't have issue with, and have done before when we're in the mood, and drunk. So I gave it one long lick when done, and could feel something like a hair in my mouth. Pulled it out with my finger, turns out it was a worm. A damn worm. Probably worth mentioning that I work with kids, so this is a thing I have to deal with semi-regularly. Kids get worms all the time. This is the grossest thing that's ever happened to me, and we just discovered the biggest mood killer that can exist. Now just sat here both of us grossing out. Dr. had anal with my boyfriend, licked him after and got a parasitic worm in my mouth. Am I the a-hole for having fun time with my boyfriend's younger brother after he asked for an open relationship? I, 26F, have been with my BF, 26M, for about 2 years. Never had any issues until last month when he asked to open our relationship. He said that all men have the innate desire to sleep with as many women as they like. He said that women are attracted to men like him who are in their peak physical shape, and that he should take advantage of that. Something about men wanting to spread their seed far and wide. I did not see this coming at all. I was appalled. At the end he said that I'm wife material and the woman he wants to come home to, but of course that just rubs salt on the wound. However, I told him that this is fine and asked if he has anyone in particular in mind. He was surprised by my reaction and told me how awesome I am for being so understanding. Then he showed me his Tinder and upcoming date. He knew that this arrangement only benefited him because I'm not into casual flings, so wouldn't be sleeping around. He even said that he knows that I wouldn't go looking for other guys because I'm too sweet and loyal. So, he has a 19-year-old brother, and I called him the following day. I explained the open relationship situation to him and asked if he's interested in some fun. Long story short, He was willing but felt insecure because he was a virgin. I told him that's okay. We had fun time later that night. Afterwards I asked my BF about his date and he said he had a great time. I told him that I met a younger, cute rugby player who was shy and inexperienced. He was curious and asked for a picture which I showed him. Utter chaos. He had a complete meltdown and called me all sorts of slurs under the sun. I told him it's natural for me to want someone like his younger brother, peak physical form and all that. He was still blowing up my phone even after I left his house and sent me dozens of texts. I told him the relationship is over, but he kept saying that he forgives me even though I'm deeply fricked up and deranged. He suggested therapy but claimed it might not help someone as evil as me. Am I the a-hole? Today I effed up by not controlling myself on the dance floor. I, 24M Indian dude, went out with some friends to a sports bar yesterday evening. While we were there, this really hot girl caught my eye, blonde hair, tall, and athletic, and I was lucky enough to convince her to go to the dance floor and dance with me. After a few minutes the DJ started playing some 2000s R&B and she whispered into my ear that she wants to grind on me. I was kinda taken aback by this, and before I could even respond she started grinding on me, and this is where I felt my woody about to go past its limit. I tried to pull away a bit but it was too late. I splooged right in my gray shorts and as soon as it happened I saw the stain form and I was panicking. I told her I need to go to the bathroom, leaning away to make sure she doesn't notice anything, and then she said one more song and grinded on me again. She was in a skirt FYI, but this time she recoiled back and said, "OMG you, why is it wet?" I didn't say anything and just bolted to the bathroom to try and clean up. I did the best I could and came back out. As I was about to turn into the dance floor, I heard the girls talking and heard one of them go, "OMG, did he splooge his pants then?" Followed by cackling laughter. I just left the bar and went straight home. Reddit, I have her number, what can I text her to help give me another shot? Would love your help. My friend said I should have to pick one from the top 3 comments and send it, word for word, and show proof, haha, least I can do.
Today I effed up when my parents found my foreskin. I am a, circumcised at birth, male who has been thinking about what it would be like to have my original foreskin. I looked online and found subs related to regenerating the foreskin, but I am not set on trying that for years to find out how I looked. So I looked at some other stuff and came across a fake foreskin thing from Oxballs that just slides on and you enjoy. Not the best looking thing, but it was not bad, and I was purchasing it from Etsy and they said discreet shipping. A very important detail since I still live with my parents who are very conservative. I debated it for weeks before biting the bullet and going for it. Shipping was quick and it arrived today. I came home to find the package missing from the mail. I walk into my bedroom to find the foreskin sitting in its packaging on my bed. No discreet wrapping or anything. See-through plastic, so there is no hiding it. Soul leaves body, I have no clue if they knew what it was, but I'm like dead inside and not in the haha funny way. They went to the store and that's where they are now and I have no clue what they are going to say. Update. So my mom asked what it was, and I don't think my father knows about it, but she didn't know what to make of it as far as I know. She might be just asking to see if I fess up. I told her it's a gag gift and she would probably not like it. She has not mentioned it since, so I might be clear.
Today I effed up by sending myself to the hospital after whacking it too soon after eating pure Carolina Reaper sauce. I am someone who likes to test their pain tolerance through piercings or dares to test myself. My recent escapade had me making some wonderful Carolina Reaper sauce. My friend grows some and I work myself up to the point I can eat one without reaction and I decide to take about 20. I get home and make myself a good amount of hot sauce and I decide as my most recent challenge to pour it all over a bowl of fries, top with cheese and see if I can polish it all off. I eat the whole bowl and get the remaining sauce out with bread and I am happy. I wait the normal 10 or so minutes for the pain to leave and I am fine. Without thinking I have the amazing thought to rub one out. I start and it starts to burn and for about 15 seconds I try to persist but I realize my mistake. A horrible bit of pure evil on my hand, this horrid splotch of hot sauce I have now rubbed all over my pickle. In another 10 seconds the burning is far worse. I have completely stopped the prior activities and I am now making my way to the bathroom to run my member underwater, but it made the burn worse. I am in so much pain I feel like I could pass away. 10 minutes of me running my junk under the sink and I decide I need to go to the hospital. No ambulances due to a local car pileup. I'm too broke to Uber and my car is broken down. While I would have called a friend, I just moved alone to attend university, so my only option to take the bus. I get on this bus with 15 minutes to go, but remember that car pileup. It has blocked the way so that 15 has quickly morphed into an hour, so I am sitting on this bus, pickle burning and sweating my head off. The pain has not subsided. No, it has gotten worse. As we finally arrive at the hospital, I am shaking and can barely bring myself to walk. I go up to the lady and explain my situation, and I am effectively told nothing we can do. You can wait around and we can give you a cold compress, but it isn't an injury or life-threatening, so you will be given low priority. After waiting around burning in a waiting room for 2 hours, the 20 Carolina Reapers have decided to make their way to my stomach, so I decide to give up. I wait around. A few more patients get called back there, which felt like hours because the pain was going oh so frickin' slowly. I solemnly just go home to stick my pickle in some skyr yogurt. On my way back to the dorm, my bus actually got there in 15, and when I get back, pain still very much present, I just grab a yogurt container and shove it in there. At this point, I'm sweating. I couldn't care less. I could zone out at the doctor's, but the stench of the hot sauce I made will linger for hours upon hours, meaning it is very hard to not focus on. But I decide I need to sleep. I ate a meal at midnight. It is now just later than 4 a.m., so I just decide to power through and go to bed. Now, before I finish this freaking horrible story, I would like to add on 2 things. The first one being the pee I took hurt so bad it felt that there was a red-hot chopstick getting jammed in my urethra. Now for the second thing, you know the poops you get after you eat Taco Bell? This was like I ate a 3-course meal there and then systematically ate the building and employees, because after several minutes it got to the point where I was pooping pure stomach acid. The pain I felt was unrivaled. All in all, it took 2 days for my pickle to stop hurting and 3 days for the death poops to stop. Today I effed up by cutting a bump that was on my pickle with nail clippers. So I fricked a bathroom carpet when I started puberty a few years ago. I had my own bathroom and thought, hey, this crap feels comfortable on my feet, so my pickle will probably feel amazing on it, and got my crap going. It hurt at first and it was hard to move, so I threw in some lotion and went to town on that tang. It felt amazing for all of 2 minutes, didn't finish because I didn't know that was a thing. A week later I had bumps on my pickle, 2 big ones under the head and a ton of tiny ones around it. I tried ripping off the big ones, but that brought me nothing but pain for no reason because it came back bigger. Years later, here we are today. I got nail clippers and cut it off. I didn't go low enough the first time, so I had to do it twice to get it off. It felt like hell and I knew I'd regret it. I wasn't prepared for the pain. You know when you take a piss and a little bit drips when you pull up your pants? Yeah, that burns a ton when a wound is involved. I couldn't do anything about it. I want to ask out a girl, but I don't want her to leave after seeing my speed bump pickle. Edit. Kinda wishing I used my alt account now.
Today I effed up by sitting through my friends' orgy. So yesterday my friends, 2 couples, plus 1 single guy, and I went to brunch to go day drinking, and we ended up drinking a lot. It was all-you-can-drink mimosas brought out with the big bottle of champagne, orange juice, and cranberry juice. As a group, we typically do drink a lot when we go out on weekends, but not so early in the day. Or at least, if we do start early, it's way more paced. We did also eat brunch, but still it was a crazy amount of drinking in a short amount of time. We ended up back at my friend's place, who was way more drunk than I usually see him, like on the verge of falling asleep, and he was laying down on the couch. I honestly can't remember what started everything off. I think it might have just been relatively normal where my friend and his girlfriend started kissing, and the other couple was kissing, although as couples they've both never been big on public displays, at least in front of me. The other girl has always been fairly open. I've heard stories of her getting naked in front of the group, etc. before. Eventually the 2 girls kissed, and then my friend and his girlfriend were making out hot and heavy, and he was feeling her up. The other girl was kissing her boyfriend while the single guy was fingering her, which led to him eating her out. Anyway, without going into too many more details, my F-up was that I had drank too much to just leave to drive home, and my car was there, so I couldn't really Uber home and just leave my car without it being a huge ordeal, so I didn't know what else to do but watch. At one point, the other girl even encouraged me to jump in, but I declined, saying my own girlfriend wasn't there to say it was okay or join in herself. We were supposed to go to the pool to continuing partying, so part of me was hoping this would all end and we'd move on to the pool like nothing happened. But I was just kind of shocked at it all and was watching it all go down drunk, in awe, at certain points going on my phone. The way my friend's house is, there was nowhere else that guests would go, so I couldn't go to a different room and watch TV. I kind of feel weird about it now, like I was a creep in the room or something. Even though I waited as long as I thought I needed to and there was nothing else for me to do, to finally safely leave and drive home.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Trying to keep an eye on you while I take out my member and jerk it. Oh no, I drank in too much. Or I didn't drink enough. I thought that I heard you freaking. I thought that I heard you scream. I think I thought I saw cream pie.
Today, I effed up by creaming my underwear so many times that my host family thinks I need to go to the hospital. Quickly for context, I'm 17M on an exchange trip from 2023 to 2024, and my host family, 35F and 48M, has very young kids, 12 and 10. I've realized over time that they don't really understand how teenagers act because their kids aren't teenagers yet. I'm slightly confused how they don't remember how they acted as teenagers, but whatever. I have a decent relationship with them, as I can speak the county's language enough to hold conversations. However, they are very indirect when it comes to confronting me on things I am doing, or problems they think I might be having. They literally leave sticky notes around instead. The situation. Basically, like any normal teenager, I'll get wet dreams. I'll usually wake up to it and try to clean myself in the bathroom, but it usually stains my underwear anyways. No big deal, I change my underwear for the night. It doesn't happen often, but it happens often enough to be noticeable. I'm of course embarrassed by this, because this isn't my actual family and I usually try to hide the stained underwear deep in my own laundry basket so it's not as easily noticed. I usually only wash clothes once or twice a week, which in hindsight make the stains worse. Back at home, my home country, our washing machine was able to get out the stains. However, it turns out the washing machine here isn't able to wash out the stains, meaning up until now the MOM of my host family has been hand scrubbing the stains off. I only found out about this today through the exchange student organization, because my host mom has been contacting the exchange organization behind my back, wondering if I'm sick. Why she didn't talk directly to me is beyond me. I was also shocked that she didn't piece two and two together, late-night bathroom trips, stained underwear. It doesn't help my case that by pure accident I wet my bed around the first week of coming to my host family. I honestly don't even know when the last time I even wet the bed was. I think I wet the bed due to the nerves of finally being an exchange student. This further made my host mother probably think that I have some kind of chronic urinating syndrome or something. Like said, I only found out about this whole situation through the organization, since I had a one-on-one talk with one of the managers from the area I'm staying in. I'm desperately trying to convince them that I'm not sick, and I don't need to see a doctor. I don't want to say that I've been having wet dreams, since that would seriously damage the relationship with the host family. They are honestly so blissfully naive, and I think this has been blown so far out of proportion because my family hasn't been directly communicating with me. If I can convince them that it's just a normal occurrence that isn't a medical condition, I'll be fine, and I'll start hand washing the underwear myself.